Why did Creoles rise to power during the colonial era? Imagine a world where people born in the colonies start to challenge the very rulers who once seemed untouchable. That's what happened with the Creoles during the colonial era. They were the children of European settlers born in the Americas, and they began to carve out their own space in society. They owned land, ran farms, and controlled many local businesses. But even with all that power, they weren't allowed to hold the highest government jobs, which were reserved for people born in Spain or Portugal, called peninsulares. This made the Creoles frustrated because they felt they deserved more, especially since they contributed so much to the economy. The economy was a big part of their rise. Creoles owned the mines, farms, and livestock that kept the colonies running. They managed the local trade and production, which made them wealthy and influential. But the Spanish crown kept a tight grip on trade, especially with the silver mines in Mexico and Peru. This meant Creoles couldn't trade freely or expand their wealth easily. They wanted more control over their resources and their future. At the same time, ideas from Europe started to influence Creole thinkers. They learned about new ways of thinking from books and universities. These ideas talked about rights, governance, and independence. Creoles didn't want to overthrow everything but did start questioning why they couldn't have a say in their own government. They began to see themselves as different from the peninsulares and developed a strong sense of identity. This new identity made them more eager to lead and make decisions for their own communities. Military experience also played a role. Creoles led local militias and learned how to defend their land. When Napoleon invaded Spain and Portugal, it shook the colonial powers' control. The disruption gave Creoles a chance to step up and push for more authority. They saw that the old system was weakening and started to organize for independence. Creoles also worried about losing their privileges. If a revolution happened and power shifted to indigenous peoples, mestizos, or enslaved Africans, they feared losing their wealth and social status. So, many of their independence movements aimed to keep their elite position. In Mexico, for example, Creoles teamed up with conservative groups to gain independence while protecting their land, property, and church influence. From a cultural point of view, Creoles developed a unique Latin American identity. They kept some European traditions but also embraced their local roots. This blend helped them lead independence efforts and create new nations. They wanted to be free but still hold onto their cultural and economic advantages. In the end, Creoles rose to power because they controlled local resources, gained military experience, and were inspired by new European ideas. They saw an opportunity when European control weakened and used their identity and influence to shape their own futures. Their rise was driven by a desire for political control that matched their economic strength and a sense of being different from the European-born elites.